So David said in his heart, I shall not perish one day by the hand of Saul. There is nothing better for me than that I should speedily escape into the land of the Philistines, and Saul shall despair of me to seek me any more in any coast of Israel, so shall I escape out of his hand. Welcome, good morning. And so we have talked much about what David was doing here wrong, and this is one of the few really mistakes in the season when he is fleeing Saul. He generally did very well, actually, but here he is confessing without faith in self-pity, and so when we confess something, in self-pity, when I encourage myself, when you encourage yourself, your heart to focus on the danger, on the attack of the enemy, when we choose to encourage our soul to consider things in unbelief, then we easily go down the wrong mental path. And David shows it here very well. He's thinking this way, that it's up to luck that I have lived this long. It's not the protective hand of God, no. It's been just luck, and my luck will run out, and that's it, and that's how I must live. And so it leads him down the wrong path, and he says, I should speedily escape into that land of the Philistines. And see, that can happen with you and me as well as believers, because so David is a Jew. He should not leave his homeland, because for them it was, moving to another country was not like for you and me. We can obviously do it. We're not Jews. We have not been given a certain land to live in, but it was God's inheritance to them, and David was not supposed to leave it. Actually, in chapter 22, verse 5, I think it was the prophet Gad, but definitely a prophet of God, told him to stay in Judah, and David was turning away from that revelation and from his homeland, from the inheritance of God. Why? Because he was feeding his soul in unbelief. He was deciding to consider the attack and the power of the attack, and everything we talked about here for the past few mornings, and as a result he went down the wrong mental path. Don't let us not be surprised when we feed our hearts when we tell our hearts to consider things in unbelief. Let us not be surprised that when we will go down the wrong mental path, and we will come to a conclusion like that. God gave us the church, and similarly to David, as God gave David and the Jews Israel. And, I can similarly also, in my heart, I can decide that I will view the attacks of the enemy without faith. I will start living in self-pity, and I will consider the height of the attack higher than God is, and then I will leave my fellowship. Why? Because I hope the attack will become less somehow. It's a lie, but my heart starts believing, because I have been telling my heart to think that way, in hopes of safety. Like David, he was saying, if I leave Israel, I'm going to be safer, and I can be the same way. I leave the church, I leave my brothers, I leave the fellowship, and then I will somehow be safer. There's that lie. But how could David be safer among the enemies of Israel than among the Jews? Actually, another portion, 26:19, speaks about that. And also, I just want to leave you with this thought. How could you and I, how could we be more safe outside the fellowship of the believers? How could our faith be healthier outside the fellowship of the believers, where God has called every believer? So that's just some consideration, and let's not feed our hearts with this wrong kind of confession. God bless your day.